Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Modern. Today, we've got a little bit of a backtrack here. After getting all these LV machines up and running, we kind of need to get some way to more quickly process some of our ores and things. Considering as I need, basically, like, our biggest throttle right now is ores. Because I'm needing more copper, I'm needing more tin, I'm needing more iron, but I'm just not able to produce it fast enough using the couple machines. I can come over here really quick, show you I did redo this system over here. Got some bigger and more steam boilers. So I added an additional one and then upgraded the two low ones to medium. You're gonna have to actually upgrade these pipes to pipe into here because we are, I guess, kind of filling up a little bit right now, but we drained through that pretty rapidly using the two steam turbines over here. So the throughput from there is not enough to fill that up because it's just not. It's producing too much steam and not able to pump it all through as fast as it can. So we're going to upgrade that, but then the other thing that I'm going to work on first, because I want to get it done, because it being done allows me to process ore faster, which will allow me to work more with that stuff a little bit easier. So first, we're going to come in here and we're going to grab out a low pressure steam macerator, steam furnace, and then all of these blocks. And one thing I almost forgot that I hadn't shown yet is we need to make some potin, which takes copper, tin, and lead to make the dust. Once we got the dust, we can pop it in here, smelt it up, and make a gear. And once we got the gear, we'll be able to finish both of the things that we're working on with that. As for in the meantime, we need to make a bunch more of these machine hulls. Which I got the wrong backpack on to get my tools out. So I need that and the wrench. So first I want to make the fireboxes, because I know I have a limited amount of those that I've got to make. But where did those go? What did I need? Oh, I need the frames first. Okay. So I need to make one more set of frames, I guess. I'm not making those yet. We're going to go ahead and just do this. So, like that. Like that. And we got our firebox. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 crafts. We do need one additional craft, which is why I have what I got to make 2 more. And that's because we will need it for something else in a moment. But we do need to make 2 of these input hatches, one for each machine, that's going to require 4 of these standard size, the normal size fluid pipes. And then we've got those barrels. Did I put them away? Or they're in my backpack, I believe. No, they're in my inventory. I found them. Right there. Just like that. Just like that. And there is our input for our steam for these machines. Then we're going to need an output and an input, which is just where the chest is. So let's go ahead and get... I don't know if we have enough of those made. Input and output. I don't think I have any more wood over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get rid of this rain, maybe? Nope. That's annoying. So did I make any of the machine holes? I don't think I have. However, our potin should be done, so we can take it right on over, grab ourselves out this tin, throw that in, throw our gear mold in. Look over here, we got some more copper done, so we'll throw that in some furnaces. as we are rapidly running out of copper. Need 8. Alright. Oh. And then once that's done, we'll be able to smelt up a bit more bronze, because we are running out fast. But if we go on to our page over here, we're looking to do these two. So now we're going to need to make an input and an output and this steam oven here. And we need 8 of the blocks that go with it on top of that. Looks like these are the Invar ones, so we'll go ahead and do this one up. Because once this is up, we'll be able to smelt up copper even faster. So we need to make 1, 2 of our bronze machine casings. That will be 1 there and 1 there. Gives us our input and our output. And now we just need 8 crafts of this. 9 crafts of this? How many? Is it this way? It is. So 9 crafts. I don't know. Oh, 9 will be enough for what we're doing for this first machine. So that's good. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need this one in the middle. We need our Invar gears and our fireboxes. That is everything we need to make ourselves this steam oven, which will give us some more bronze. How much more did we get? We got 13. We can go throw that straight into our hammer station to get some more. In the meantime, let's go set this multi-block up. So we need our firebox at the bottom with our steam input. Now we need our input and our output. And I do think that we've got it already set up over here. So we need the firebox casings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our steam input hatch right there. I actually wonder if I can place that facing down, so we'll check that in a second. Then we need the hatch. We want our output bus. Put our output bus over on this side to drop down. Our input we'll put in probably right up front, just so that we don't have to again think too much about it. We're gonna go ahead and place down the last of our things, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I believe if I go down here, place that just right there. Yep, that just solidified into a multi-block. So it is formed. So now we're just going to have to pipe over some more steam from our thing over here to be able to power the 2 different machines as they get built up. Wanted to check on this. Yeah, we are filling back up in our tank, so that's good. So with the additional pipes, we might be able to stretch it over there. I don't know how many more pipes we've actually got ready. Ooh, don't make any gears, please. Put the tin back in there so we can keep smelting up more bronze. And then we have 6 more left. And so looking at that with our grinder, or we don't need this anymore. We can get rid of that. We do need 2 more of those, so we can make those, but we need 22, I believe, for the grinder. Because it's a 3x3, and I believe, yeah, so 22 blocks. Layer 2 does have an empty center. However, because the other one was missing either side, we didn't have to worry about that. Ooh. let's go ahead and read what it says about this stuff. The steam grinder's big brother, or little brother, don't let him know, the steam oven. It's a great multi-block option if you need effortlessly smelt large quantities of items. No more lines of furnaces that you have to manually empty and refuel, but it effectively behaves as a parallel furnace, smelting up to 8 items at a time for a low cost of steam. So that doesn't tell us anything about the block. This one says the steam grinder can pulverize large batches of items quickly and effortlessly, like a parallel macerator. This thing is incredibly good for its tier. It's actually as strong as 5.3 high voltage macerators and only requires a trickle of steam to power. So it doesn't say anything either. I'm worried that I've wired that thing up wrong down on the bottom. But I guess one way to find out is to wire it up. So let's go ahead and go see what kind of pipes we got to bring it over the best we can, and then whatever we gotta make to finish bringing it over. So I've dug out this basement here to be able to bring over power, and it says a trickle of steam. I'm gonna trust it and bring it over using these. Do that there. And yeah, we're gonna have to go get a bunch more, and I'm gonna go sleep before lightning strikes something important. That is not something I like to hear. Okay. As the rain dissipates on our day, we can go ahead and pop these in here. Make a bunch more of these. No, we don't want small, we want I don't know. Let's go with 10 of them for now. I really don't want to be using too much bronze for this part, but if I have to go back and fix it, then I can. I grab the wrench out. Orient. Just barely enough. So now that should go ahead and come on over. We should start seeing it fill up with steam, right? Yep. Here we go. And now, no, that was for some stuff, but we can go ahead and place some chests on it for the time being. Toss in the last of this and see what happens when we go ahead and chuck in a full stack of copper. So it's going to take 15 seconds. But that is chewing through steam. Ooh, how much did it do? Oh, it does 8 at a time? Okay, yeah, we're not going to want to do that too much then. So we're going to need our hammer out now. Ooh, not our big pick. Looks like we're going to have to wait for a lot more steam, and that's definitely not going to cut it steam-wise. So we'll go ahead and fix that up. Yeah, because these pipes are not going to cut it. This is something I was kind of dreading, but at the same time, mistakes get made. We learn from them. Means we're going to need a lot more bronze than we already have. I don't know if there's any really good way to scrap them. Oh, it does scrap down straight to 1. So maybe that's fine. Go and chuck them all into our macerator here. Okay. Got 40 more plates. Let's see if we can get that other machine up and running though first, because that'll help us get more of what we're looking for. So I need that, I need that. That gets us to 22. So we need one more craft of that to actually function properly. Check this over here in our electrolyzer again. Kinda end up just running around a lot in this mod pack, it feels like. A lot of running back and forth. But something I kinda like, having to go through a bunch of different crafting recipes, figuring out how things work. It's kinda nice. So, wait, actually, I think I need more than one more craft. Yeah, I need 3 more crafts still. Because 22 is the number of blocks needed, and I don't even have my casings yet. So, let's see what we can do about that. 9 more. Get it in half. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom and boom. I know that there's an extra coal in both of those. I'm just used to doing that, so it's kind of gonna stick. Oh, in the meantime, I think I need to look at pipes, fluid pipes that are gonna be better to use. Fluid. Because what I'm probably going to want to do as soon as I get this grinder up and running is... He is potent? You want the regular ones. Regular fluid pipes. Chromium, tungsten, lead, steel. Lose 100 for that size. Iridium. Gold moves 50. Bronze moves 40. There's a potin or something like that. Tin alloy? No. Potin. 80. That's the one we want. Especially because we're a little bit... It gets a little bit more efficient if you use potin over something else. And it looks like 80 millibuckets, whereas even the bronze one, 240, and then switch over to potin. Should be near the end there. Or 80. Yeah, this is where we're gonna want to go, because it's dramatically better at distributing. What we need from that stuff, so. As soon as we get this machine up, I think that's what we're gonna. What I'm gonna be doing during the free time is doing a lot of potin making to make potin pipes over these bronze ones, and we can scrap all the material from them and use them for something else. Maybe gonna have to make a centrifuge so we can separate the parts back out again. There's enough for the crafts we need to make the grinder. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. Upside down. 1, 2. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. I didn't make the first craft, that's right. So there's that. So now we can go like that, take our macerator, dump it in the center, potent gears, dump it there. There is that. Got enough for one machine casing, and that should be enough for the other one. And I think we're gonna cut it there for that. Put them away. And then I will probably be using the mass grinder for sure. Maybe not the mass... maybe not the steam oven, but the grinder for sure. 1, 2 of those. Not that one, the hammer. And then let's go grab ourselves enough wood for 4 chests. Now, in the meantime, they're going to be chests, but in the future, I'm going to have to wire them up to our system. 1 there. And 1 there. And that should be everything needed for the steam grinder, which will give us a bit more of the bars, which we'll try to check everything we can in here, get a couple more, rewire. I'm going to rewire up the bronze small tubes so that I can actually have it function the way that I need it to for the time being. As for here, we're going to go ahead and put our output there, our input there. Actually, I do want that switched, because eventually that output's going to go into here, hopefully. There. I guess we actually want it just up top, so we'll probably just do the input, put it on our blocks, down our grinder. And then right there will be the output. Right there on top. Back down. Place our hatch there, and that should fill out that. What have we got? It is indeed working. So let's see, we got enough to make a bunch more of those pipes again. Even though I'm going to be grinding them back down in the future, it's fine. We just do want it up and running so that we can actually use the machines to get ready to put better pipe down here. So open that up right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that should start putting steam on into our things. Looks like indeed we've got it going. Now we can place our inputs and outputs down. Put an output. I don't want to let it fill up with a bunch of steam, and then we'll be back. See how this one's going. This one's kind of filling up a little bit. But yeah, we're going to let this fill up full of steam, and I'll put a whole stack of it in there and see how it fares. Let's look at our steam production before we go do that too. Looks like we're doing alright still. However, I do need to re-stick in a bunch of charcoal into my furnaces again. Oh, am I not generating enough power here? I can just do that. That. Now we should be able to generate enough power. Maybe. Start draining steam pretty heavily, but that's a pretty heavy duty machine there. Have it stop after that one. Yeah, we're gonna need some bat boxes going. We gotta get a whole bunch more going here. We're getting close to filling that up. That one is full, so let's turn this one back on. There we go. And there, yeah, there it goes, chewing through it, but we're gonna get 8 recipes in parallel. Let this go through all of its stuff, and then we'll throw in a batch of probably... let's look at what does this process into. So if we do the ore processing, we get gold with it, cobalt if we wash it. Let's look at this ore washer. I don't know how useful this is going to be anytime soon, but looks like maybe pretty soon. So we'll go ahead and grab out of that. That's what we'll go ahead and grind down once that first batch of ore has all been smelted down. Should be the last of it. Not quite. Got a little bit more after that. Oh. That was a little painstaking to make sure it gets all working. But we did it. We'll finish. Got what? 2 more crafts, so there's this one more, and then that'll be done. And yeah, it looks like a stack chews through almost the entirety of what it stores through, even though we passing a lot of it further in. Wait, are we out of... Oh, we're out of stuff to wash. We better hurry up on this. Let's go ahead and check. That's our output. Check our copper on in. It looks like, yeah, it is using such a teeny tiny trickle that this one's going to be perfect for it. So we can probably just go grab all of our ores we want ground down and toss them in here. Considering I'm going to be getting into so much more ore grinding at this point to get the potin pipes set up, to get, what else was it? It's the cassiterite and our tin. But yeah, to get the potin pipes set up so that we can actually transfer or heat around a little bit better, and as well as I'm gonna have to start using large pipes actually further down there, otherwise it's not gonna transfer fast enough. So put in our tin first, then our cassiterite, then our caliprite, then our iron last. Ooh. Does seem to be chewing through it a little bit harder all of a sudden. I don't know if that's a specific recipe or if it's just really slowly going through and I just walked away and didn't notice. Now it's fluctuating back up again. So I'm not sure what the exact reasoning is, but with these 2 big boys here, we'll be able to get all our ore processing way more on schedule. Much more to come. Because that was holding me back from being able to plan out any other episodes, as I kept running out of materials every time I wanted to get stuff ready for the different machines that are coming up. Even just trying to make one more of these for this episode so that I could have the two set up over here, one for just the ore washer, and then a second one for the ore washer, and then I also wanted to put the electrolyzer on it, but after looking at the electrolyzer, it looks like the electrolyzer uses just as much what's it called? EU per tick. So it uses 30 so that uses just as much as the ore washer to get it functioning. So that's not going to cut it for me. It's just going to be way too much power off of the one thing. So I'm going to have to figure out what other machine I want over there to go with it. I could put like the extruder there. I could put the lathe down. Even put the wire mill. I think the wire mill is probably my best one, considering the wire mill is the one that I'm constantly having to use. So having to run back and forth between this area and that is a bit of a pain. But I think that's all the time that we've got. Thank you guys for watching. Next time we'll be able to actually push further into LV, and I don't know where we're gonna go, because I don't think ore washing is gonna be too much of a thing. Maybe we go to get closer to the basic assembler so that we can stop wasting so much for that. Get the bender and the basic assembler. Oh, the polarizer. I'm gonna need that too. So I think that's what I plan on doing here. Basic bender, polarizer, and assembler for next time. Thank you guys for watching, and